Thank you for visiting the Coin Lady channel again. Everybody, I've finished it. Last night, the last briefing was filed in the matter of SEC versus Ripple. In addition to sharing the most recent updates from various XRP attorneys, I will also include input from Stuart, who is, of course, Ripple's chief legal officer and top in-house lawyer. Plus, I'll be completely forthright and say that things didn't work out for the SEC. In my experience, that is the overwhelming opinion of the lawyers who have looked over this paper. Towards the beginning of the video, I'm actually hoping that they'll offer me some precise words. Additionally, attorney Jeremy Hogan provided me with several remarks. However, according to him, this SEC final argument and brief in the Ripple action essentially came to a disappointing end. However, I must emphasize that I am not providing financial advice and do not possess any sort of financial experience. By the way, you shouldn't base any purchases or sales on what I say, okay? All I am is a crypto enthusiast who loves to film films on YouTube. As a side project, though, I'd like to give props to the XRP community's attorney James K. for his work. This last briefing was shared last night by him. And it's a quasi-moment in time following the fact that this didn't start more than 3 years ago. Okay, well, look who it is. Redacted remedies reply brief and supporting documents have been filed by the SEC, according to the XRP community. According to Stuart, the chief legal officer is repeating what the SEC has previously said, that the SEC is not faithfully applying the law and is attempting to fool the judgment. Fortunately, we are now more determined than ever to end this dispute. Unfortunately, many are only beginning their trip, yet, we have faith that the court will treat the remedies faced properly. Okay, I'll just take a moment to remark on this. Even while the SEC continues to show no signs of changing its utter contempt for the rule of law and its evident lack of moral fiber. The bright side, though, is that it has been over for a while, which is great news for XRP investors. Also, Ripple is nearly over, but we XRP holders won't be impacted by that because we know there will be appeals down the road. Thus, we, the holders of XRP, find ourselves entering a fresh bull run. While we believe we are as far as the law will take us, there are countless more who are only now launching their legal battles. It is intriguing to observe how the market has responded to the recent wave of attacks on various coins, with the preferred strategy apparently being to target exchanges and assert that the coins they offer are securities in and of themselves, rather than targeting specific products or projects that utilize blockchain technology. Fortunately, we're not in danger. Nevertheless, I do own a large number of the coins that the SEC has singled out for a bull run. My biggest cryptocurrency position, XRP, is completely immune to that, so I'm relieved. But it annoys me that a lot of other coins that hold are being targeted. Finally, Stuart Alder added, if you are a financial regulator outside the US and have done the hard work of establishing comprehensive crypto licensing frameworks, know that the SEC has no respect for you and thinks you are handing out the equivalent of fishing licenses. This news comes at a time when the SEC seems to be sinking even further. Yeah, that's right. Outside of the US, since the US has no particular jurisdiction whatsoever, you can acquire proper licenses for any area you're in. No matter what you do, the SEC will still see it as wrong. Behold what they put down on paper. As an example, this is a screenshot. The actual words written by the SEC are as follows. What they're saying about Ripple's stance is ridiculous and makes no sense at all. This is something you should probably look into. By referencing the many licenses it has gotten from various jurisdictions, including countries that do not consider XRP sales as sales of securities, Ripple informs the court that it does not have to worry about potentially violating US securities laws. This kind of reasoning is as ridiculous as claiming that a restaurant in New York does not need a liquor license just because it has a fishing license in Keller, California. And some consider that reasoning. These are two entirely separate matters that are not connected in any way. Is Judge Torres still considered foolish by them? Is it their expectation that Judge Torres will say something along the lines of, "Oh, I hadn't considered it that way"? Judge Torres does not breathe via her nose, thus no. A full mouth-breathing fish would look like that. Oh no, you dweebs. A brick? What is it? Guess who's going to believe this? Anything pertaining to licensing matters in the United States is obviously moot if you are applying for licenses to conduct business in a different geographic region outside of the US. Now we're getting into an argument about, holy cow, is that alcohol or a fishing license? Excuse me? It's plainly full of meaningless babbling and horse-pucky. However, these asset bricks aren't quite what you'd anticipate. What did you anticipate, anyway? Here is the statement made by attorney Jeremy Hogan. We have completed the SEC briefing for Ripple v. Furthermore, I believe this is where the SEC fainted. It merely noted that Ripple was attempting to relitigate the problem, which it is, and made no attempt to target OTL sales. While we wait for the judge to rule, nothing changed regarding damages. His points, including the fact that the SEC is a fairly feeble sauce in this case, were not lost on me, but there were some intriguing points that I will return to. Regarding the meat of the matter, there isn't much novel. However, there are certain things that, when looked at directly, are ludicrous and insulting. And I'll get to that in a minute. But before I do that, I have some more comments from attorney Hogan that I'd like to share with you. Is $100 million still on your mind? That was the question someone wrote to him. The point he's trying to make is that, according to what attorney Hogan just said in public, the entire fines for Ripple in the SEC versus Ripple case will amount to around $100 million, or even, and he was dead on when he said $100 million. To that end, you may theoretically consider that area. Please be informed that the SEC is requesting $2 billion. They should not pay more than $10 million, according to Ripple. $100 million, that is significantly more in the Ripple camp. As an example, while considering the wide range of $10 million to $2 billion, yeah. According to Hogan's response, the court has considerable discretion in these matters. As for the judge, I believe he or she is likely to cave. So, I took a wild guess and went with a number that seemed compromised. Someone named Carol once posted this in response to an email she received from attorney Hogan, outlining the typical amount of time it takes for a judge to make a decision. According to attorney Hogan, we will be in utter disbelief in September when we begin monitoring the verdict in July. Sure, I can show you the window. If it's still not here by the end of September, mate, I don't know what's going on. I was hoping you'd see it by July. Christian has asked us another question. Tell me how you're feeling, Jeremy. According to attorney Hogan, Ripple is in a great position. Give me another one. Here we have something from the XRP panel. Jeremy, why is the Ripple stablecoin announcement shown as Exhibit 1? He asked. Why was that brought up? Additionally, I have a screenshot available. In fact, feel free to bring this up. To begin with. By the way, there's this XRP ledger validator, and you wish this screen capture had been posted by VET on social networking platform X. The SEC subsequently raised this matter. Keep in mind that everyone is aware of Ripple's declaration that a stable coin would be launched later this year. Still has not occurred. There are few details. But the SEC is already making noise about it as if Ripple were guilty or was about to be guilty of something. They're stating that as their assertion. Take note of the current display on your computer. Reads like this: unregistered sales of XRP remain Ripple's principal activity, as they have since 2013. Additionally, new unregistered crypto assets will be issued. So, all they've stated is that a stable coin would be launched. Rent was not mentioned by Ripple in their attempt to register it. Of course, if you mean getting yourself registered with the SEC, then it's absolutely impossible, in my knowledge. However, putting that aside, Ripple chose not to comment on it. The SEC proceeded to opine on it anyhow, as if they possessed some unique insight, which they do not. Once again, in my role as judge, I can't help but feel a pang of embarrassment. I mean, seriously, do these jerks think I'm stupid? And it's plain they enjoy repeating this kind of blatantly false crap. Once again. For a long time now, they have been doing it. Yes, I'm sure they think I'm foolish, now I'll just be offended if I'm the judge. But seriously, she's not naive. Anyway, XRP Panama raised the question of why the Ripple stablecoin announcement was included as Exhibit 1. Attorney Hogan responded by suggesting that Ripple is attempting to avoid the ROI by using a different coin in the same game. It seems like that's their goal, then. The video concludes with that. It would mean the world to me if you could subscribe to my channel and like it. Muchas gracias, depart.